The first thing we want to do is go through our photos. I have photos of Carson and Evita. This is Evita. This is Carson, my little Cornish Rex babies.
So sweet.
And they were taken over different time periods and different settings. And I have too many to fit on one page.
I see that.
So I'm going to narrow it down.
Okay.
And these two were taken on the same day in the same place. And they show Carson and Evita in one of their favorite napping places, in the sunshine on the back of the couch in front of a window.
Okay, sweet.
So I'm going to use those together. I'll set these aside. And first thing I'm going to do is kind of move them around here on the page, see how they fit. But as I'm doing that, I'm noticing that there's kind of a hot spot in this photo that I may want to crop out.
Okay.
To do that, I'm going to use my trimmer. And I will just take Miss Evita here, put her in the trimmer, and just trim that hot spot right out of there.
Wow, that does make a difference.
There's a little bit of negative space here with Carson, and just to make the photos closer to the same size, I'm going to trim a little bit of that negative space out. Now, when you're cropping photos, you don't want to trim too much of your background out, because if there is some elements in your background that help show where you live at the time,
Help you remember.
Something that may be interesting to future generations, you'll want to leave those elements in your photo. If you're working with heirloom photos, really old photos where you may only have one copy, be sure you have a copy made of that photo and save your original in safe storage and use the copy on your scrapbook page.
Good, so in case you make a mistake,
Exactly.
you'll keep the original.
Exactly. I have my photos cropped the way I want them now, so I'm going to use my adhesive and put those on my page.
Okay. How much adhesive do you want to use?
Just a little bit, Susan, because if you use too much, it'll be too hard to remove at a later time, so I'm just going to put a little bit in the corners here.
That is a nifty little device.
This is called a tape runner, and it just dispenses little bits of tape at a time. I'll do the same here with Carson.
Okay.
And again, you don't want to cement your photos onto your page in case you need to remove them. Say if you wanted to do a display board, or if you wanted to put one in a frame, or if you needed to have a copy made for any reason. Now that I have my photos on the page, I'm going to add one of the most important elements for a scrapbook page, and that is the journaling.
Now, what at minimum do you want to journal?
At minimum, you want to add the names of the people or the pets in the photos and the date that the photos were taken. If you don't know the exact date, you want to at least put the year or the time period. If you're working with older photos, you may put 1950s, or if you know the photo was taken in the year 2006, you'll put that down. That way, when future generations are looking at your album, they'll know who is depicted in the photos, the names of the people and the pets, and the time period in which the photos were taken.
So really, when you're scrapbooking, you're basically a historian.
Yes, you are. You're saving your photos and your stories behind the photos in an album for future generations to enjoy. Let's add the journaling right now. So we know we're talking about Carson and Evita, and they are napping. Actually, they're showing off.
And Carson is actually looking at you upside down.
Yes, he is. They are in their favorite napping spot on the couch by the window.
Okay.
So I'll say something like, Carson and Avita love to sleep in the sun near the window. And I know this was taken in January of 2007.
Okay.
So I'll add that date.
Your handwriting is so nice.
Well, thank you. I believe that adding your handwriting to your scrapbook pages makes them that much more personal. But if for some reason you're uncomfortable with your handwriting, you can always print out your journaling on your computer.
Oh, wonderful.
And now we have a scrapbook page.
Okay.
It has the basic minimum that you need for a page, has the paper, the photos, and the journaling. Now we can dress this up and make it a little bit more fun.
Okay, how do we do that, Stacy?
We can add some pattern paper and some stickers. I have a really nice sheet here. Do you see your cat here?
I would say that is my cat, just a lap cat, 24/7.
My kitties are on here too. We have a little black and white kitty like Avita, and we have a little white kitty getting into mischief like Carson. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those out. I went ahead and cut one out ahead of time, so I'm going to put my elements next to where I think they should go, but I'm not going to adhere them down yet until I'm done moving things around and seeing how they look.
Okay, good idea.
Let me cut this out quickly.
How do you cut circles, Stacy?
Lots of practice. There are circle cutters on the market if you're not comfortable with your cutting skills.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. I tell beginning scrapbookers this quite often. You're not striving for perfection.
Okay, that's comforting.
Okay, there are no scrapbooking police that are going to come and see if your lines are even. So those kind of highlight Carson and Avita right there. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, making sure that when I glue this down, the glue won't be on top of my photo. So I'm just going to put some over here to the side.
I see.
Little Carson.
Okay, a little overlap there, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That makes it arty.
The paper is acid-free, so it will not damage your photo. Again, you don't want to put the glue right on top of your photo, but you can put the paper on top of your photo.
Okay.
All right, and let's see, do we want to add some stickers?
I think we can add something that will give it a little catitude.
How about little paw prints?
Love it. Let's do that.
Okay, I'm going to take this, and I think I'll run them right across the top of the page. Now they're a little bit too long, but we'll just go ahead and put that on there.
Okay.
And then we'll just trim off the extra with my scissors. And look, you can see who the manufacturer is right there on the back of your paper.
Okay, in case you need more paper.
In case you need more paper.
Okay.
And we have a completed scrapbook page.
Wonderful. Well, Stacy, now that you have a completed scrapbook page, what do you do with it?
Well, if you'd like to hand me my album, I'll show you right now.
Here you go.
When I finish a page, I put it in an album to protect it. So we'll just go ahead and slide that in there. If it's going to cooperate.
You need a little help there?
I think
got
we got it.
Okay, beautiful.
And now you have a scrapbook page.
Well, thank you so much, Stacy.
You're welcome, Susan.
For full instructions on how to scrapbook with Stacy Hackett, pick up the September issue of Cat Fancy and join us again on Cat Channel for Crafting with Cat Channel. Thank you. Meow for now.
Bye-bye.